If it's a day called today, we're talking guitars and life. Well, welcome back everybody to the channel. In this series of videos, we are going to tackle the neck of my Leo Jaymz DIY single cut guitar kit. So this is of course an unfinished neck. It is a kit build. Some assembly required and some sanding and some finishing required as well. I did mention in a previous section of the videos that I do have the really weird discoloration of this nut here. I don't know, it's almost yellowish orange. However, I do have a bone nut that I have not measured for a LP style guitar, uncut, that I may, of course I'd have to sand that down considerably, that I may get brave and take that off and install this nut, or I may leave it as is. I do not know, but that's what I'm thinking. And I mentioned I've got just kind of some, imperfect, glue kind of stuff here. I'm not hating on the guitar. I think I did this little dent in the truss rod hole. I was using a long truss rod tool, this thing that I picked up on Amazon, 4mm, and yeah, I think I dented that a little bit, but hey, it's my guitar, I'll dent it if I want to, Jack. And it does have, there's like a, it's not a crack, there is a little bit of an imperfection here that I will attempt to be sanding out. Again, I mentioned that it comes pre-holed, so that is always good, except for this one, it's not exactly drilled out. Mentioned the scarf joint in previous vids, won't get into all that. So what I'm going to do, because everybody comes to TED Talks Guitars and Life to watch me tape stuff, is tape stuff. So I am preparing the neck for, I thought what I would do, put it in the comments guys, I think what I would do is that I shall endeavor to stain the neck before tackling the fret work that needs to be done. Again guys, it's a kit guitar. I didn't expect it to be perfect when I took it out of the box. I expected I'd have to do some fret work, and true to form, I do. So you may have noticed that I've shifted to masking tape. I've never used masking tape before in working on guitars. A couple reasons I did this. One, I happened to see it in the kitchen and thought, I've seen some guys on the tubes use regular old masking tape. Let me give it a shot. Here's a fun fact for you. One of the things that I dig about it so far, now I don't know if it's going to hold up as well as, I usually use the blue painter's tape. If you've been on the channel, you already know that. Hey, if it's your first time hanging out with us, welcome. Come back anytime and hang out with us at TED Talks, Guitars, and Life. It is always an adventure round here, Jack. So yeah, so that's the one thing. I like the masking tape because you can, it's kind of translucent, so I can see the fretboard line. I like that. Boy, that would have been helpful back when I did the SG, wouldn't it guys? For those of you who saw those escapades. I will grab an implement of destruction that I need by way of some scissors. And I will do this right here. I will need that to be separated in a moment. The second thing that I'm going to do a little bit differently this time around as I work on frets is instead of just all that tape residue getting on the board and needing to scrape and all that. Now again, these frets, they are not sharp on the edges, but they do have a couple of file things that catch my fingers just a little bit. So I'm going to have to work on the frets, and I will need to polish the frets, and I will need to clean and condition the board, all the things we do with fingerboards and frets, okay? But instead of just putting gobs of tape on the fingerboard itself, I thought I'd be smart and insert a little of my butcher block paper right like that, so that I am not taping directly onto the fingerboard. And that's just going to save me a little bit of cleanup on the gunk. Those of you who hang out with me have seen me deal with some gunk on a fingerboard because of the way I chose to tape that said fingerboard up. So maybe this will work, maybe it won't, man. It's an experiment for me, as all things are. This little journey we like to call guitars and life. Man, how you guys doing today, man? What you doing? What you rocking? What you working on, man? You playing guitar today? You working on some projects? What's up? By the time this airs, we will have had our third live stream conversation, hangout time. Come back and hang out with us some more, man. I don't know if we're going to do that every Tuesday night, and if we do, for how long, but as long as we're doing lives, man, come hang out with us. There ain't no experts on those calls, man. There are lots of guys with some great experiences on those calls that can help all of us out in our little journeys that we got going on. So yeah, maybe the masking tape will work, maybe it won't. I'm a little worried about the durability of the tape once I get to sanding on it, because I am going to do some sanding. Everybody knows how much I love sanding stuff. I will be sanding this neck some before I begin applying stain. So yeah, I'm thinking probably some 320, some 600, and then we'll sand this, then we'll stain this bad boy up. Yeah, I really like how you can see the line in the masking tape. I think that is really, could be helpful for me. We will see. Time will tell. And then maybe this paper over the fingerboard was a good idea. I don't know, guys. Put it in the comments. What do you think? You ever done anything like this before? Hey, there's nothing new under the sun, man. I'm not claiming to be like, here's something you ain't ever seen before. Move my granola cup, man. My wife makes homemade granola. Well, you know, we don't like grow oats and stuff, but she gets everything that we like in granola. Well, she liked it first. I'm just along for the ride. That is our 33 years of marriage in a sentence. I am along for the ride, my friends. But yeah, man, this is some of the best granola ever. So don't be distracted by the granola. He's always talking about food. I am always talking about food, and I'm not quite sure why. You know, I used to be a relatively large man. I am not as much anymore. So that's good overall, I think. But I still do talk about food quite a bit. Not obsessed with it. I'm just, you know, I think I've mentioned, what have I mentioned on the channel? Oh, a good stuffed crust, man. Woo, I love a good stuffed crust pizza. There ain't no joke about that mess right there, man. Yeah, love it, love it, love it. we try to do pizza night on Sunday nights. My wife really doesn't like pizza as much as I do. But I generally will order like a big old pizza on Sunday night. And if I play my cards right, I will have lunch till Wednesday. Lunch is good, man. I'm actually at lunch right now. I'm working on some stuff, man. Yeah, man, I'd love to know what kind of projects you guys got going on, man. What's happening in your lives? Where are you? What's happening, Jack? Would love to know. Would love to hang out. Get to know everybody a little bit better, man. Hey, by the way, I say this a lot. My email address is on the channel. Ted at tedtalksguitars.com. And yeah, man, if there's ever anything I can do for you guys, man, shoot me an email, Jack. Let's talk about it. I'd love to help if I can help. And I don't mean like guitar, like expertise. I mean, you've been on the channel. This ain't where you come for guitar expertise, man. This is just one man's journey. That's all my channel has ever been. Never claimed it to be anything other than that, and it will never be anything other than that. Do I help people along the way? Yeah, I think so, man. I think I've been given a great opportunity from time to time to help other people in their journey, but this is not a teaching channel. I'm not the instructor. I'm not the guru of gurus. I'm just trying to figure some of this stuff out and learning as I go and posting what I learn in the hopes that maybe what I learn will be helpful for somebody. I do not know, but I do hope that my stuff is helpful. And if it is helpful, man, let me know. I just appreciate knowing that you found something that I did helpful. Well, we have got the fingerboard and the binding relatively taped. I'm a little not happy with this corner up here. So I may be, yeah, let me normal this up. I just don't like the way that looks, guys. I just don't. So let me see if I can't handle that up real quick. I will try to expediently handle that. There you go. I feel better about that line right there. And I'm not going to get all sloppy and crazy with the stain. I just, you know, if I can avoid something, I'll avoid it. You know, contrary to popular belief, man, I am not trying to jack stuff up. It just, well, it just happens that way sometimes, guys. It just be that way sometimes. So, outside of a few imperfections that I can see on this neck, I am going to go to sand. And I'm thinking a little 320 action and maybe a little 600 action. You know, something like that. If I can find my implements of destruction here. You know, I don't have, I think I have 320. I do have 220. You know what, let me just, I mean, it's super rough, man. Let me just throw a little 200 at it, 220, and see what happens, man. It's all an experiment, my friends. It's all an experiment. So I should probably experiment up here at the top. And yeah. So if you like this kind of content, why don't you like the video? Consider subscribing to the channel. Come back anytime and hang out with us at Ted Talks Guitars and Life. And now, let's get back to it. You know, I go back and I watch all the vids. And man, I see things that I don't see in real time. If you guys see something along the way, man, appreciate you letting me know about it. It occurs to me that my coffee cup could be in a more convenient, less dusty scenario. By way of location. But hey, There you go. Speaking of coffee, I actually was watching a guy or listening to, I don't know where I was. Somebody said that there are people that stain guitar necks, and I would imagine guitar bodies, with coffee and tea. I found that to be interesting. This is a budget channel. You've seen me do some strange things, probably. You know, guys, if I could afford the fancy products and this, you know, the StewMac stuff and all that, I might do that, but I don't roll like that, my friends. I do not roll like that. Now, this is what I'm particularly interested in. Again, I don't think you can see it, but there's like a little kind of a, maybe you could probably see it perfectly in the camera. It's probably one of those things that I think you can't see, but you can see. So maybe if I sand it, it'll be more visible to everybody. But yeah, just doing a little 220, hanging out, talking guitars and life, and apparently coffee and tea as stain. I don't know that I think I would like the look of coffee. I have some black stain that I was looking at I used in the vintage Peavey Nitro project. And I think I mentioned in that vid that Canadian maple stain looked a little, see, you could see the line right there? And sawdust fills it in, you can probably see it pretty good. Oh, by the way, man, so my friend that I restored the Peavey Nitro for, his wife sent me a video. She was standing outside the house and he was playing the guitar like in the living room, just jamming, man. And I was like, oh man, that made my heart, man, that made my heart sore, man. I'm not sanding that line out. That may just be a little Shazam lightning bolt situation that we've got long term on this guitar neck. Whether I keep this or move it on to somebody else remains to be seen, but trying to get, there's a little bit of glue right here. I'd like to, there you go, I feel better about that. This side's a little wonky. What are you gonna do today? I'm gonna watch Ted jack up a perfectly good guitar neck. Now, thanks for hanging out with me, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Alright, I'm gonna call that 220'd. I'm gonna call that headstock 220. Again, I jacked it up here. And this, though, I did not do, and I don't know quite how to get that out. If I really was concerned about it, oh, I might throw some CA glue in there and some sawdust, or you know, something like that. Yep, 220 on the neck. All right, what are we doing? 600. Yeah, so I'm just trying to, like I said, open everything up for some stain. And now the guitar body, I think if you hang out with me and you've seen the latest vids on the body, I think you know it's going to be some version, although not a great version, of a honeyburst. So in thinking about the neck color, I'm thinking we're going to do that. I'm going to put just a smidge of spirits on this board just to get rid of any sawdust residue that we might have, because there's no need in staining those into the guitar neck. Not really a fan of that scarf joint looking like that, but because my stain is not gonna, it's not gonna cover that up. You know, I don't think it's a bad kit at all, guys. I really don't. What I really wanted to do, kind of spoiler alert here in case it happens. What I really wanted to do, I really wanted to get this kit, and I wanted to get the Fesley, or Fesley. I've always said Fesley. Other people say Fesley. I don't know what it's called. But I wanted to get a secondary kit and kind of compare it. You know, like the parts, the build, the quality. You know, they're both $179 on Amazon. At least last time I looked. But I just couldn't. I've got a couple guitars that I have out on the marketplace, and if I were able to sell one of those, I would certainly do that. I don't know if that'll be like, now it'll be like hindsight. It'll be like, oh, here's this. Oh, you remember that? Nobody remembers, man. So I just think it would have been smoking cool, man, to have both necks, you know, at the ready. Both necks at the ready. Sorry, I got distracted. I'm doing a neck, thinking about necks. Yeah, so what I meant to say was, we'll edit that out. We don't edit mistakes out. No, we don't edit mistakes out. That's right. Thanks for the reminder. But yeah, anyway, so what I wanted to do was like have both boxes and take everything apart at the same time and talk about everything at the same time, and you know, look at the necks side by side, and you know, I think that would have been a great vid. What I am going to do, I spoiler alerted this out already in another vid. I do have a single cut that I bought that should be here sometime this week, and so it'll be like, okay, you could spend, you know, $179 on a kit plus, you know, dyes, true oil, finish, whatever it is products you're going to need to finish, any parts, you know, kind of thing. And I may get some parts for the $200 guitar, of course. But anyway, just kind of starting out, if I was looking for a budget sub 300, sub 200 single cut, you know, what's the best way to get there? And would it be a kit build like this? Would it be to buy something prefabbed, you know, lower end kind of product? And how do those stack up? And anyway, that's what I'm going to do when the other guitar gets here. So, okay guys, we have a guitar neck that has been taped up. We have a guitar neck that has been sanded. We have a guitar neck that I've hit with just a little bit of mineral spirits to get rid of some of the debris. And what we are going to do next, boy, she's super kind of smooth feeling right now. I don't know what's going on, but I like it. So we are going to come back. I'm going to give this an opportunity to dry, and then we're going to hit it with the Canadian Maple Simon Wood Stain. I think it might be just a touch dark, but I'm thinking it's going to be just about this color right here, and I like that. You hang on the channel, you know I like a good, dark, rich neck. Okay, we will be back. Well, as always, wherever you are in your guitar journey, I pray it's a long, smooth, safe, joy-filled ride for you, Jack. Rock on with your bad selves, everybody. We'll catch you down the road.